Hey art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we're going to be learning how to draw Rumi in her battle outfit. So first let's get started with the top of the hair. And right in the center here, we're just going to curve this line around and then through towards the center. And then starting back on the top now, we're going to again curve this back around and then in on the right. Let's move over now on both sides. We're going to curve this line around and through towards the top. And then again, stepping over, coming down, we're going to curve this over and across. Let's come down now and frame in the face. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line around and in. We're going to flip over on the right-hand side, replicating that, curving that around, and then back down. Let's close off our face on the bottom now. So on the left-hand side, starting back on that line, we're going to curve this around and in towards the center. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right-hand side, starting back on that line, blending that together in the middle. Let's draw in the ears. So on both sides, we're going to draw in a nice big half circle. Let's add in the detail on the ear now. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line over. We're going to do the same thing on the right. And then now as we drop down underneath, again, curving this back over towards the side. Let's move underneath for the earring. We're going to draw in a small circle on the very bottom. Let's close off the earring now. So on the bottom, we're going to draw in a straight line that comes across on both sides. And then on the left-hand side, we're going to draw a diagonal line coming down towards the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right, bringing that up from the point in towards the side, creating a triangle. Let's close off the top of the hair now. So from the center, we're going to bring this line around and down towards the top of the ear. And then we're going to flip over on the right-hand side and replicate that. Now let's come over from the center for the eye, and we're going to curve this line around and then down on a diagonal. And then we're just going to flip over, leaving a gap coming across on the right-hand side, and we're going to replicate that, bringing that around and then back in. Now up above on the top, starting back in that corner, let's thicken this line up. So we're going to curve this around and then through on the side. And then now from here, we're just going to color in that thicker line black. Let's draw on the eyelashes for Rumi now. So on the side, we're going to bring this line out and then back in, creating a triangle, dropping down, replicating that again. We're going to do the same as we flip over on the left-hand side. And then we're just going to come in and color those eyelashes black. Now let's draw in our pupil underneath. So we're going to start over on the left-hand side here. We're going to draw in a nice big circle, curving this around and then back through on the inside. And then we're going to replicate that on the right-hand side, bringing this around and back up. Let's draw in our highlight now. So on the left-hand side, we're going to draw in a nice big circle. We're going to do the same thing on our right eye. And then now we're going to come down on a diagonal, drawing in a smaller circle for that second highlight. And then now from here, we're just going to color in the pupil black. Let's come up above the eyes now. We're going to draw in the eyebrows. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line across. We're going to do the same on the left. And then now from that inside point, we're just going to bring this line up, over, and then back down on the side. Connecting that at that point there. Let's move back in towards the middle. We're going to draw in a small curved line for the nose, arching down in the center. And then for her smile, we're going to come through on a diagonal, curving this around and then back in towards the center. Let's bring the braid behind her head now. So on the top left, we're going to curve this line around, bringing that back down on the right. Let's move in behind the hair on the bottom now. We're going to curve this around and down on both sides. Let's extend this further across on the left. We're going to curve this around and in. Let's move over again. We're going to come down, curving this over and through. And then dropping down again one more time. We're just going to curve this line in towards the ear. We're going to follow that underneath now, and we're just going to draw in another curved line, arching that through towards the chin. Now let's draw on the neck and shoulders. So starting from the center on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line over and through. And then we're going to do the same on the right, extending that over and out. Now from here on both sides, we're going to curve that line in towards the center. Let's come down. We're going to draw in a diagonal line coming in on the left and right hand side, and we're going to end that at roughly the same height. Let's add in some details now. So coming over on the right hand side, let's draw in a circle. And then right in the center of that circle, we're going to draw in another circle, just coloring the middle part in black. Let's step over now. We're going to draw in a smaller circle to the left of that. Let's come in towards the middle. We're going to draw in a bigger circle again, like we did on the right. And then again, just drawing in a black circle right in the center. Let's move across. We're going to draw in a smaller circle to the left of that again. And then again, moving over one last time, drawing in a nice big circle. And then again, in the middle, just a smaller circle, coloring that in black. Let's come up now for the neckline. We're going to draw in a curved line from left to right. And then we're going to draw below, replicating that, bringing that all the way through towards the side. Let's draw on the necklace now. So we're going to come down right in the center. We're going to draw in a small circle. On the top on both sides, we're going to curve this line up and over towards the top. And then we're going to drop down, replicating that pattern as we bring this over on both sides. Let's close off the shirt on the top here. So on the right hand side, we're going to bring this line over and through towards the left. We're going to step up and replicate that. So bringing this line through towards the side. And then we're going to step up again, curving this line over from that corner. And then one more time, stepping up, following this through, bringing that over to the side. Let's come down. We're going to draw in a small strap here. So we're going to draw in two curved lines. We're going to leave a gap coming further over on the left, replicating that. And then now let's step further in, and again, curving this across on the left and right hand side. Now in the middle here, we're going to bring this diagonal line over towards our circle there. And then we're just going to draw in two small diagonal lines coming down in the middle. Let's come down on the center now. So stepping over slightly on the right, we're going to draw in a straight line coming down. From that corner, we're going to curve this line around and through towards the bottom. Stepping over on the right, we're going to arch this line down. And then from that corner on the outside, we're going to curve this across, connecting that together. Now from here, let's follow that pattern. So we're going to bring this line down, curving this through, and then we're going to follow and extend that out, replicating that on the bottom. Now let's come up. We're going to draw in two more curved lines on the top right here. And then over in that small space, we're just going to draw in two small diagonal lines coming out. Let's move underneath now. We're going to bring this line across, down, and then through, creating a small rectangle. On the left-hand side now, we're going to come over, leaving a gap, arching this line down towards the left-hand side. And then from that point on the bottom, we're going to curve this back up and in towards the top. Let's step in from that point. We're going to curve this back across, following that through. Let's move back up again. We're going to draw in a small diagonal line coming out. And then from that point, just bringing this back through and in towards the top. Let's draw on the legs now. So right in the center here, we're going to draw in a curved line. Let's draw a diagonal line that comes out from the center on both sides, and we're just going to end that at the same height for our legs. We're going to curve this line over slightly on both sides for the top of the foot. And then on both sides, we're just going to draw in a small diagonal line coming up. And then we're going to curve this line around and through towards the top. Now from here, let's come underneath. We're going to draw in another curved line, bringing that over, creating our strip there. Let's step in now. We're going to draw in a small diagonal line again, coming up. We're going to curve this line in from that corner, bringing that up on a diagonal towards the inside of our leg. And then stepping underneath, we're going to replicate that, curving that across and through. Let's come up again one more time. Stepping in, we're going to draw in a small diagonal line coming out. From the side, we're going to curve this around and through on a diagonal. And then again, we're just going to create that small strip here. So we're going to curve this over towards the inside. Now let's close off the leg. So we're going to step in. We're going to draw our line coming up towards the top on both sides. Now from here, moving up on the left-hand side, we're going to draw in two curved lines coming down towards the middle. We're going to line this up at the same height on the right-hand side, curving this through towards the top. Let's come down now on the side here, curving this in. We're going to do the same on the left. And then we're going to drop underneath, curving this around and back up on the side. Now let's draw in the feet. So on the inside, we're going to curve this line across, ending that at the same height. And then now from here, we're just going to bring this line out, bringing that up and through towards the top, closing off her foot. Let's focus on our left arm first. That's just going to kind of hang down here. So on the left-hand side, we're going to bring this line out, bending that at the elbow, bringing that down. We're going to step in, replicating that, bringing that through, and then bending that back down, and we're going to end that at the same height. Let's come through for the hand now. We're going to draw in a small curved line on the top. For the thumb, let's bring this around and over through towards the inside. Now stepping under, we're going to curve this around and back in towards the top. We're going to step over and towards the middle, replicating that again. And then again, one last time, curving this around and then in on the top. Now from here for the wrist, we're going to draw in two curved lines coming up on a diagonal to create those stripes. And then we're going to move up again one more time, and we're just going to replicate that. Now that we've drawn in the left arm, we're going to focus on the right one holding in the sword. So again, we're going to start on the top, bringing this line out and then down, bending that at the elbow. We're going to do the same as we step in. So we're going to bring this out and down, ending that at the same height. Now for the hand, for the thumb holding in the sword, we're going to curve this up and over. From that corner, we're going to curve this line down. And then again, from that point, we're just going to arch this back around and in towards the top. Stepping over from the wrist, we're going to draw in two curved lines coming up towards the top. We're going to leave a gap and we're going to replicate that. Let's draw on the handle of the sword underneath. So we're going to draw on a small diagonal line coming out. We're going to do the same as we move over on the left, ending that at the same height. Now from here, we're going to draw in two small diagonal lines coming across. And then we're just going to close that off with a straight line directly on the top. Let's move in behind, continuing the handle up, drawing in a diagonal line coming through. And then from the top here, we're just going to curve this line over. Stepping down, we're going to curve this line through again. Now, from point to point, we're going to bring this line across. And then we're going to draw in 2 more lines following that through. Let's draw in the sword now. So we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes down on the left. We're going to do the same thing as we follow this through on the right, coming out towards the bottom. We're going to join these together. So we're going to draw in a diagonal line that comes in from the left as well as the right, joining that together in the center. And now lastly, all we have to draw in is Rumi's braid. So we're going to have this follow through down on the right. So we're going to step underneath on the cheek on the right hand side, curving this in and across towards the right. Now from that point, we're going to bring this line up, over, and in towards the ear. Let's step underneath again. We're going to curve this down, up, and in towards the middle. And now from that point, curving this up, out, and through, connecting that towards the bottom. We're going to continue this, and as we come through, curving this down, we're going to make each one slightly smaller. So let's step in again on this line, curving this out and through towards the center. Again, from that point, bringing this around and back up on the side. Let's come down again, bringing this out, down, and in. And then from that point, curving this around and back through on the top. And now we're going to start to angle it down. So we're going to come in on the left, curving this around, arching this down towards the bottom of the page. And then again, from that point, bringing this around and through on the side. Let's step down again, bringing this over, down, and in towards the middle. And then again, bringing this over and around. One more time, moving underneath. We're just going to curve this one around now because we're going to have the hair tie holding it in underneath. Let's step through underneath for the hair tie. Again, curving that around and in. And now let's draw on the small piece of hair hanging underneath. So on the top, we're going to curve this line down. We're going to step up, curving this around, through and down towards the bottom. From that point, we're going to curve that line over. Let's come back out on the side, arching this around and in on the right. And that is it. That's how you draw Rumi in her battle outfit. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I'll see you all on the next one.